Hi guys, welcome back to another video, or your first video, I don't know. Sorry if I sound like an absolute frog. I'm very sick right now, and hence why my May, yeah, we're in June now, god. My May haul, unhaul and wrap up are quite late because I don't particularly want to film them when I sound like this. However, I've been finding, because I have been having a cold for about a week now, I keep on starting books and then getting about halfway through them and I'm liking them, and then I just lose interest and I stop reading. Not any fault of the book, but I think that I just want to find something that I'm really interested in reading right now, and I thought the perfect way of doing that would be doing another try chapter tag. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9 books here, and I'm not going to be starting all of them because some of them are series. And some of them, I mean, I remember buying these when they came out, and they are some of the books I've had the longest. I think would. This one, oh yeah, it even has the Waterstone sticker. This one I remember buying from Waterstones. So this would have been either the year it came out or the year after. 2010. I've owned this for 11 years and I haven't picked it up. I don't know whether or not that's the one I've owned the longest. This one could be a contender because of the fact that I remember buying this not from our Waterstones but from our local independent bookstore, and I haven't picked it up, and I again would have bought this either the year or the year before it came out. Not the year before, the year after. Nope, this is 2011, so I bought this one first. But yeah, the fact that I've owned this for 10 years and I haven't picked it up yet is disgraceful. So, I have got The Morning Emporium by Michelle. Let's see if that's typed anywhere because the writing's really swirly and I can't read the last name. Loverick. And again, I no idea what this is about. I'll go through what they're about when I actually read each of them. I've got Shadows on the Moon by Zoe Marriott. I've got Dragon's Blood by Todd McCaffrey, I think, who is the son of Anne McCaffrey. So I'm interested to see how his writing compares to Anne McCaffrey's. I've got Prince of Thorns by Mark Lawrence. I've got, I assume, the sequel to The Morning Emporium. And then I think I've got the complete Vampire War. I can't remember which one is the first book, but each of these are, I'm gonna sneeze. But each of these books is a trilogy of the shorter novels, so I shall have to find out which one is the first one. So, in no particular order, I think I'm going to start with, oh, hello. Ooh, I have the receipt from when I bought this one. Let's see if it has a date on it. 2013. Man, I need to actually get round to the books that I buy. Anyway, I knew nothing about this when I picked it up. I know nothing about it now. It's got one of those really annoying stickers that I found really hard to remove. And I'm now a little bit worried about reading this because I was going to say recently, not really recently now, I picked up The Left Hand of God as part of a book group last year and ended up being the worst book that I read last year. And when I looked at that, I saw that readers who enjoyed this also enjoyed this, or it was recommended in the same list. So I'm now very worried about what this is going to turn out to be like. It's also relatively thick as fantasies go, but I'm going to dive into the first chapter of this and I'll let you know what it's about. So I just finished the first chapter of this and I really don't think it's going to be for me. think that it meant to come across as sort of menacing, and the main character was sort of dark and mysterious and really screwed up in the head, and it just came across as a bit over the top. In these sorts of books, I think that characters who are just evil for the sake of being evil, I think, aren't really that interesting. And I think it does sound like there is some backstory there in terms of why, like, the main character behaves the way he does, but I just think that I don't care enough to find out, so I'll be getting rid of this. Okay, so now I need to figure out which is the first book that I'm supposed to read of these. Okay, Blood Curdling Grand Finale. Okay, so this one, which I apparently paid 49p for. Okay. I do believe that I have watched the movie of this, although I don't think I found it particularly interesting, so that doesn't really bode well for this. So yeah, we shall see what happens. Okay, I didn't even get paid into this, and this is going to be a really stupid reason for DNFing a book, but the book starts with very, very graphic descriptions of spiders, and I am absolutely terrified of spiders. I think they really just gross me out, so it just made me feel really ill, so well, at least I didn't waste that much money on this one or any of the others, because I'm pretty sure I got them all in charity shops for £1 or less. So yeah. Right, let's see. What's this about? Oh, did I even tell you what Theron Shannon was about? I think it's about a boy who becomes a vampire. Other than that, I'm not really sure. Again, I think it was... It wasn't Interview with a Vampire. That's a different book. I did really enjoy that, actually. It was Vampire's Assistant, I think. Can you tell I didn't prepare very well for this video? Anyway, back to it. Wait a second, I'm going to have to read that again. Okay, so it looks like... Well, obviously from the cover, that is quite... I do really, really love that artwork. It looks like in this world, people are protected by dragons, but a plague has started to wipe them out. They're looking to see if they can heal them, and if there are no dragons left, then all life on the planet will be devoured by whom? I'm not sure. So yeah, we'll see what I think of this. Okay, so that was a very, very short first chapter. I think it was only like 3 pages. Yeah, like 3.5 pages. And I could not tell you what the hell was going on. I think that... Wait a minute. A new novel of Pern. Ah, that might explain some of my problem. I think that this is a sequel. I didn't know that. I hate it when they don't put the fact that it's a series or the series number on the spine. That really annoys me in terms of book design. But I don't think this would work for me even if I did read the first couple. I think it falls into the camp of fantasy that dumps made up words in sentences and just hopes the reader is going to get it. I couldn't have told you the perspective we were from. I couldn't have told you whether or not they were human or elsewise. I think that halfway through the chapter, I think that they were dragons themselves, but I think that it was very info dumpy. I mean, again, it was only 3 pages, but it was very much like, what the hell was going on? I'm still very much interested in picking up Anne McCaffrey's work, but from what I've heard, people who really, really love Anne McCaffrey don't tend to love her son's work as much, so I think that I'll probably just stick to that. But yeah, that's another one on the DNF pile. One of these days I will do a try chapter check, and I probably won't DNF every single book that I pick up. So on to probably the oldest books, at least in this pile. I mean, the problem is I buy so many books from charity shops that it's not really an accurate representation of when I bought it, as in terms of when they came out. But I mean, about 80 books on that shelf I have owned for at least 3 years, because of the fact that I added them to Goodreads when I got Goodreads. Okay, let's see which of these is the first in the series. Oh, this one says a stunning debut novel, so this will be the first one. And let's read the back. Okay, it sounds like it's about a girl called Teo who gets herself into a very dangerous situation in Venice, 1899, with lots of... It sounds very weird. Let me just read you this bit of the synopsis. Theodora is quickly subsumed into a secret world in which salty-tongued mermaids run subversive printing presses. Ghosts, good and bad, patrol the streets. Statues speak, rats read, and librarians turn fluidity into cats. Very bizarre, but I do tend to like very weird things, so this could be right up my street. So I have high hope for this. I'm really curious to see how this one goes. I think that it started off very strongly. So not a lot happened plot-wise in the first chapter. I think it was a lot of sort of setting up, and there is now going to be a significant time jump, and it went through a accident that occurred where a baby's whole family got killed by some sort of sea monster, and I'm assuming now that we're then going to follow the baby as they grew up, and I thought it was really good. There are a couple of things that I think that are quite typical of a debut novel that happened in here. A little bit of sort of repetitive language over a number of sentences, stuff like that. But I think this was really good, and so I'm going to keep both of these and see whether or not Shadows of the Moon wows me so much that this is the one that I choose to continue reading. Not Shadows of the Moon, Shadows on the Moon. Okay, so this is a very, very short synopsis. Suzume is a shadow weaver. She can be anyone she wants except herself. Only one man sees through her illusions. Only one man loves the girl within, and he will not give her up, not even to a prince. So I'm guessing this is some sort of shapeshifter story. And yeah, we shall see whether or not 10 years was too much to wait to crack open this. So I don't think I'm going to be continuing with this one. I don't think it was particularly bad. That's not the reason for it. But my main reason was that this is clearly set in some sort of fantasy place inspired by East Asia, mainly Japan, although there were a couple of Chinese references. And a lot of the word choices were Japanese. And I thought they were somewhat inconsistent in their place, and I was wondering why the author would choose to write it in that way. And then I realised I don't think this is an Asian author. So I looked her up, and I have read another book by her which I really enjoyed. I can't remember the name of it now, but this is sort of Asian inspired fantasy, not written by an Asian author, and I just think that, I mean, you can write what you want, but I'd rather read Asian inspired fantasy by someone who is actually Asian, and so I don't think I'm going to be continuing with this one. So this will certainly free up quite a bit of space on my bookshelves, especially given the fact that the only ones I think I'm going to keep are going to be these two. So I shall have to get around to these as soon as possible. But yeah, this is slightly different from my other ones, mainly because of the fact that I found a book that I actually want to continue on. Hope the way my voice sounded didn't sound too off-putting in this video, but thank you for watching if you made it all the way to the end. I do appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!